Welcome to OverTakes, a Formula One podcast where we share our takes from the track. We would like to introduce ourselves to you for our first episode. With us, we have Eddie, Will, and myself, Veronica. Let's buckle up and jump into today's episode.
Let's do it. How's it going, everybody?
Hello, world. I just wanted to say that as my first thing.
Okay, you can do that from now on.
Let's start with some updates and breaking news from these
All right.
past 2 weeks.
What you got to start with, Eddie?
Well, we can start with this weekend. Ollie Behrman is going to be driving Nico Hülkenberg's car in FP1, and Behrman has secured his seat with Haas for next year. So it'll be a good opportunity for us to see him in that Haas and see if he can replicate his performance in that Ferrari from Saudi when Carlos Sainz had the appendix injury.
Did he officially sign with them?
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
With who?
With Haas.
No wonder.
So he's the only one who is currently has a seat for next year at Haas.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they haven't decided on Magnussen. The rumors is that Ocon is going to be the one who gets that second seat.
Who's worse, Magnussen or Ocon?
I don't know. Magnussen's a team player. Ocon, not so much.
You know what I did hear, though? But don't quote me. I did see it somewhere in the social that Mick Schumacher might be taking the Ocon seat for Alpine.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. I think Toto's been trying to pull some strings for Mick and for Esteban.
That would be interesting. I don't feel like that was such a bad season when he was on Haas. That was when they had the Russian driver.
Yep, Mazepin.
Yeah, that was a bad season.
He was worse than Latifi. My God.
You think he was worse than Latifi? Oh,
no.
Mazepin?
Okay.
Mazepin might have been.
Latifi was worse.
Might have been. Latifi's the GOAT, though.
Latifi's like your example of like a bad Formula One driver. And then you just you go like Latifi and Max. And then you just kind of rate the drivers in there.
On that spectrum.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with that, but the fact that Eddie keeps calling Latifi a GOAT pisses me off sometimes. But let's move on.
He's the reason. Well, he's one of the reasons Max got his championship. His first one.
Who, Latifi? Oh yeah, because
put it in the wall and caused the safety car.
That's right.
That was done on purpose.
I mean, it's possible. It wouldn't be the first time somebody crashed on purpose.
Nah, but Latifi, I don't think he has that in him to do that on purpose.
He just lost the car, probably. He just did Latifi things.
Wait, so how old is Ollie Behrman? Wait, 18?
I think he's 18. Yeah, I think he's 18.
Yeah. Oh, so then he doesn't have to worry about the super license.
The Verstappen rule.
Nobody has to worry because they lowered it, didn't they?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. From what I read, we can transition to that, is that they're only making the exception for Kimi Antonelli.
I mean,
only
once they make one exception, the rule's basically out the window.
So like the first driver that was still exists.
I mean, the first driver that requested to circumvent the rule was approved. So it's not much of a rule.
Right.
We got to practice not talking over each other.
It's probably going to be Behrman and Ocon. My predictions for that Haas seat, for the second Haas seat. They're going to want somebody with experience, and I don't know if K-Mag's... And they spent a lot of time with K-Mag. I think they know, whether or not they want him. If they wanted him, they would have re-signed him already.
It's true. I'm trying to think who's worse, like Ocon or K-Mag, because they both were involved in accidents in Monaco.
Yeah, but see, K-Mag doesn't crash into his own teammate usually. Usually it's just other cars.
He chooses other cars, yeah.
He plays the team game.
It's true. But that accident was so bad.
In Monaco?
Ocon plays the team game. Ocon plays the team game too, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he plays his team's game. His half of the garage.
Yeah.
His accident might have been worse.
Gasly is staying, right? Gasly is staying for Alpine?
They haven't announced it, but I would assume. I mean, neither one of them is happy with the team. But if they're going to keep one, their eggs are in Gasly's basket. I just don't know if Gasly's going to want that seat. But I mean, the seats are filling up fast, so you might not have many options.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that Alpine is gonna abandon their engine for 2026. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, is that
Um,
confirmed?
from what I'm reading, they're like shopping it out. They're looking to see if that they can find basically another team that they can buy an engine from. So
Interesting.
it's up in the air, like which where they're gonna go, but they're leaning more towards not using their engine. Um,
I mean, they do
I
have
think
one of the weakest engines on the grid.
maybe it's their engine that's like super heavy that's holding them down.
That's possible. They just lack horsepower.
Yeah, which is impressive where they ended up last weekend in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't they both score?
Yeah, double points.
Yeah.
Double
Nobody
points.
really talked about that, right?
It's true. No, it was pretty impressive. They were kind of doing their own. It was weird. This season's been kind of strange. Like as far as there's been so many teams that are just on their own island. They're just so far behind the teams ahead and so far in front of the teams behind that like especially like teams like Aston Martin and Mercedes where they're always just driving their own race. There's nobody within 20 seconds of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it was with Alpine, which is I mean good because they were running in the points. And I mean Yuki did spin towards the end of the race to get the second Alpine into the points, but they were there when it mattered. So
Yeah. But also Ferrari, both their cars
yep,
didn't score, so
yep.
I think that could
DN
help them.
double
Depending on where
DNF.
they ended up, do you guys know exactly where they ended up in that next
Ferrari,
race? No, Alpine.
Alpine ninth and 10th, I think.
Then there you go.
Yep.
They weren't supposed to score.
Mm-hmm.
Lady
But I
luck.
mean, it was a crazy race, wet race. Anything can happen.
It's true. It's true.
They're saying it might rain in Spain this weekend on Sunday, but it's doubtful.
Should make it fun, like that Canada race. That was super fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean the Barcelona track needs a little excitement because it's not usually the most exciting race. A lot of fast corners and difficult to overtake.
Yeah. I did hear that that is the second most used track for practicing.
Yeah,
Like
they
when
used to
the
test on it.
uh-huh.
They used to. Now they test in Bahrain. But
Bahrain.
up until a couple of years ago, they used to test in Barcelona every year. The preseason testing.
Mm.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I mean, Madrid. I think Madrid is official. The Madrid street race for 2026 and on. This might be the
Well,
last couple times that we have the Barcelona race.
interesting.
You're just
Because
gonna move
this
it
is the
over
one that
there.
they would just get rid of.
I would assume so. I doubt they'd have two in Spain.
Mm.
Maybe they will, but let's see how it pans out.
Just start shifting them all to the U.S.
At least this side of the world, so we get decent start time.
I don't know. I like those morning races for us.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're they're growing on me, I guess. You just get to wake up and watch Formula One instead of having to wait
Yeah.
till 4:30.
Sip on some coffee. I'm looking at the constructor standings for right now. Max and Red Bull are about to overlap, kick Sauber.
Yeah,
That's how far
I
up ahead
think
they don't have any points. Wow.
I think sorry, had to mute myself. Did a little coughing. They had to
Bless you.
Checo though needs to step it up. I think he's what fifth in the drivers right now.
Well, if he keeps doing what he's doing, then it's going to be interesting.
Yep,
You know what I
Max could
mean?
win the drivers and they'll lose the constructors. That would be the worst case scenario
Ooh.
for Red Bull.
And they already signed him on for another year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It doesn't look like Max is going to be able to carry. I mean, last year Max had more points than the next constructors by himself, so it doesn't look like he'll be able to do that again this year. The field is so close.
Yeah, so I was looking into this actually. The accident in Monaco
Mm-hmm.
cost Red Bull $3 million,
Yep.
and that ate into their budget for upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're saying is that this weekend we have McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes all going into continuing to bring another upgrade, because I think it's we've had like 3 weeks in a row of upgrades, and Red Bull will not be bringing an upgrade
Yep.
to Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
So
They don't need it.
no,
They
that's not it. They
they
would like it.
yeah, but honestly in Barcelona they might not need it. Like I think they're going to be so far ahead. We'll get into that with in the prediction section, but I think this is more of a normal circuit. They're not going to have any curbs to deal with because that's what's been holding them back the last two races. And Max still won the last one in Canada. But
It's funny because Max always complains about the car. Oh, this, oh, that, this, and that. Yeah, he's like 15 seconds ahead of everybody.
I think it's not right to say that Max just was so ahead of everybody in Canada. I mean,
no,
Not
he
anymore,
wasn't
yeah.
so ahead.
no,
Not in
and the
Canada.
thing was, didn't Norris have like a 15-second
Yep.
or something
Yeah,
like that?
I think it was closer to 8 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Checo was driving on the track, went back to the pits when the race should have stopped, and it would have been a safety car and brought everything
Yeah.
back closer together. So
Yeah.
it would have been another really close race,
Yeah. It
which we
still was
didn't
pretty
have those
close.
last year.
It still was pretty close, yeah. But no, this season has been a lot closer. The only saving grace I think for Red Bull, as far as the constructors is concerned, is that there's no clear like second place team because they keep switching between Ferrari and
Hmm.
McLaren, and now Mercedes apparently is good. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I mean they
yeah.
finished third and fourth last race, and Hamilton said he drove the worst race of his career, and he finished in fourth. Could have finished in third.
Does he
Um,
ever have anything positive to say?
yeah, I don't know. But I mean, if Mercedes is back on the table, there's going to be a lot of teams taking points away from each other for that second place. So if as long as Max keeps doing Max things and Checo, I mean, can be consistent and scoring decent points, I think Red Bull will still run away with it. But it's pretty close right now.
I love it. I mean, if you look at when the three of us started watching Formula One, when we started getting into it, it was monotonous.
Mm-hmm.
There was like one or two races this season that was exciting, and I feel like every weekend has been
Yeah,
exciting.
we've had 4 race winners this year already. We only had 3 all last season, and 2 of them were Red Bull drivers.
Ain't that something?
It's pretty fun. Pretty fun to watch this
Carlos
year.
Sainz is the goat.
Hey, he's
I do have
I
to
mean
say,
Leclerc's got one now. Leclerc's got one now in this Verstappen dominance era. So he was
I
able to
do
bring
gotta
it
say
home
though,
in
since
Monaco.
I've been watching Formula One since little Jet, like I've never seen so much drama going on. Like how we've had, I mean, there's been drama always, but like it's so juicy this season, and it's like
Yeah,
it makes it funner to watch.
there's a lot of seats open. That's gonna create a lot of drama.
And it all started
And
with Hamilton signing with Ferrari.
Yep, that opened the floodgates. I'm still surprised how early he did that, like before the season even started. But
Yep.
Hamilton, I mean, it's caused them to completely get crushed by George this year. They're very heavily prioritizing George.
It was
I think he's outqualified Lewis 8-1 this year, and then finished ahead of him 7-2 in races.
it was definitely noticeable in Canada that they
Yeah,
were leaning towards him.
yeah. But even I mean, if you remember in
well,
Australia, George crashed on the last lap, but that would have been 8-1 in George's favor in race finishes. And then he had the little tussle with Alonso where he brake checked him, and George put it in the wall. Ended up upside down in the middle of the road.
And he started screaming,
Red
"Red
flag, red
flag!
flag.
Red flag!"
I would have been terrified in that situation.
Hell yeah!
just
Upside
imagine.
down, like
In a blind
sideways in
turn,
the street.
where they're driving 150 miles an hour.
And they can't like, just look back and stuff to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Ferrari, I also did hear that what's that guy's name? Adrian Newey.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You
Adrian Newey
know,
signed with
nothing
them.
confirmed. Nothing confirmed,
No,
but I did hear
it's pretty
some
confirmed, I
stuff
think.
saying. Yeah?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there's multiple sources, reliable sources giving the same information, like this, like very specific 3 year, 150, 105 million.
I think he's just holding up to like confirm it because like he's a little chill guy. He's like, I don't want all these questions being asked while I'm here trying to still focus with Red Bull.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
when the
Red Bull's
season
pretty
ends,
much cut him out on any future talks. Yeah, I think he just works on the prototype car now that they had him working on before, like his side project. But I'm not sure how involved he is anymore in the Formula One team because they don't want him taking any secrets to wherever he's going.
What do you mean the prototype car?
He was like designing. It was like a pet project for him, like a side thing. He's designing like some prototype car in his free time. I think that's just what they have him working on now.
for Red Bull,
I think so. Yeah.
he's
That's
gonna
weird.
go take that to Ferrari. Here, guys, I already started early.
Yeah. Well,
But you're not
maybe.
talking about the 2026,
What do you mean 2026?
like the when the rules change.
No, this will be for next. Well, I mean, I think the reports are saying that he's signing for next year, starting next
No, no,
year.
no. That's not what I mean. The prototype project he's working
Oh,
on is
oh,
not
oh.
the 2026
No,
car,
no,
right?
it's not the 2026 car. No. It's
Gotcha.
different. It's like a
Okay.
road car.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
That makes sense. So it wouldn't be a Formula One project then?
exactly. Yeah, I don't think they want him
Wow.
anywhere near their Formula One stuff right now.
How awkward.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty common. They feel like they do that with a lot of drivers. Like I highly doubt Lewis is in any technical meetings.
Hmm.
For the future. I
Yeah,
mean, I already
exactly.
saw him signing Ferrari hats, so
Yeah.
I wish, man. Remember when he passed by us at the paddock
Hmm.
here in
Yeah.
Miami? I would have taken the hat off, and like, here, sign it, please.
We
But
weren't in the place to get
he
autographs.
just zoomed right by us.
Yeah,
He looked like
we're
he'd want to be there.
he
Wow,
really did. I mean, I imagine that the amount of attention that he gets tiring.
I would imagine.
he is Lewis
Yeah,
Hamilton.
going to
Eight
Spain.
time. Oh, I mean 7-time world champion.
I was more starstruck when Toto
Shots
passed by on
fired.
the scooter. I was just like,
Yeah, Toto's a giant.
that guy's so tall. But I respect him a lot. His story.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I'm like,
Well, I guess since we're talking about our Miami experience, I'm gonna say that I'm upset that we saw so many drivers, but I didn't see Carlos Sainz.
We
We s-
saw. I want to say we saw at
Yuki,
least half the grid.
George,
Yeah.
uh, who
Yuki,
else?
George,
Hamilton.
Lando, Lewis,
Gasly. Me and Eddie saw Gasly. You were getting your
Albon,
coffee.
Gasly.
Yeah, I missed those guys. I didn't see those guys.
Yeah,
That was
it was pretty fun being in the
good
paddock for
times.
10 minutes.
We saw Norris too, right?
Yeah, we saw
Well, on
Lando.
the podium.
No, we saw him in the back too doing the interview because we went on
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
for
yeah.
after quali.
That's right. That's right.
That's
We
right.
weren't in the paddock on
It was a
Sunday.
Saturday.
We was there. We were there on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking it was race day.
Yeah,
I wasn't even there on race day. All right, well, let's
let's
do some
talk Spain.
subjects. Let's go. You want to tell us about the track?
Sure. I mean, it's a pretty fast track. They did remove one chicane, um, between last year and this year, so it's an even faster track now. Which should honestly, I mean, suit Red Bull obviously, but it should also, I think, suit McLaren. McLaren historically really likes uh fast, fast, high speed and medium speed corners, so it should be good for them. But last year's podium was Max and two Mercedes, and Mercedes did really well last week. They might be on the up and up, so we'll see. We'll have to see what happens this weekend, but maybe another double Mercedes podium. I think the field is. I mean, McLaren wasn't anywhere last year in Spain, and Ferrari's had Ferrari struggles. But that was last year was really when this was the point in time where Aston Martin started their decline
Mhm.
when Fernando Alonso was on every podium, and
That made me so sad. I was so happy for him those first few races last year.
it was really cool.
I almost bought myself an Aston Martin hat, but
I mean,
I
he's
like
still
him.
trying to get he's still trying to get number 33. Maybe he'll do it before he retires.
Will be 33 race wins.
33 race wins, yeah. He's got
Wow.
32 right now, I believe.
So Max has overlapped him for sure.
Yeah, I think Max has doubled him now. I think Max is on 60. I think he's probably close to he's probably around the 64, 65 mark.
I want to
Insane.
Google it.
Do your Googling. I don't know.
Do we want to talk about our predictions, what we think is going to happen this week?
Yes, of course.
All right, let's do it.
I'm a gambling woman. Do you want to put some money on it?
Let's do it. I'm down.
Before we move to that, as Mr. Google here says, Max has exactly 60 wins.
Oh, 60.
Wow.
Okay, perfect.
As of today.
So
Canada
give
was
it
60?
5 more races and he'll double Fernando.
There you go. so
Crazy.
if we start with Eddie, then Eddie thinks that Max Verstappen is going to win this weekend again, based off of that statement.
It's hard to. I mean, we'll get to the winner, but
Okay.
it's hard
Oh,
to bet
we're writing
against
down the
Max.
predictions here?
I mean, no matter how poorly the Red Bull looks, or how unhappy Max looks, or how poorly Sergio's performing, Max still wins almost every time.
It's
I mean,
true.
in the last 2 years, he's won 66% of the races, or in the last 3 years, something like that. It's insane. In the last 75 races, which is 3 years, he's won 50.
You know what's interesting is that the rest of the teams are finally starting to catch up with their car. And where is it? We're one or so next season? Next season is going to be the last season with this car.
Yeah.
So then, what's going to happen when
Whoever
we have
gets
the
it
new
right,
rules?
whoever gets it right in 2026 is going to be far and away ahead of everybody.
Interesting. And that could be Ferrari?
Could be Ferrari.
Or that could be Audi.
None of the teams have started working on their 2026 car according to the regulations. I mean, they're not allowed
They
to until
right?
January. Yeah, until January 2025 is
So
when they're
this
allowed to
coming
start
January,
working.
2025? Yeah, right?
Yep. So let's talk quali.
Okay.
V, who do you have getting pole position?
In quali.
Who's going to start the
gonna
race in
go
P1?
with my Spaniard lover, Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz, pole position.
It's going to be Carlos, Verstappen, Norris.
Nice.
Leclerc's going to be mad and bitching about something, and
Carlos Sainz, pole position.
It's his it's his home race.
Yeah, he doesn't have many pole positions. A lot of I don't.
Last year if I'm correct,
he had one.
I think he got pole position in Spain, or was it in Italy? I think it might have been in Italy. I remember the crowd making a big deal.
Oh, you're right. I think it was Monza. It was Monza. It was Monza.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes,
it was Monza. And he might have had pole position in Singapore as well. The race that he won. So it might be 2.
All right. Will, what you got?
Dun, 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 dun. Max Verstappen. And then I'm going to say Russell P2.
Russ.
And I'm in between Norris and Piastri, but I think Piastri is just going to pull something because he's been doing pretty good. And
Piastri's been as fast, or if not a little bit faster than Lando in qualifying. I will say
so here's the thing, though. When the clock hits zero, when the clock hits zero in Q3, like somebody else is gonna be up top. I don't know who. Well, Russell, according to my predictions, and then Max is gonna go
Maybe.
P1.
Yeah, I had a good feeling about Oscar for this weekend, but then the more I thought about it, the more Spain, like Pirelli's going with their hardest compound tires because Spain is rough on your tires. It's such a fast circuit. All these long, fast turns really wear out the tires. And I mean, Oscar's really, really fast, but he has not been good on his tires in races. I mean, he's getting better. Maybe he can put it together for a weekend. But I think, I mean, if Piastri's fast enough to get pole position, he's fast enough to win a race. He's got to learn how to take care of his tires. And I think Spain's going to be a hard place to do that for him. But I do like Piastri in the top 3. My pole position prediction is, dude. Yeah, I have Max Verstappen on pole as well. Then I have Lewis.
Max, and Max.
I have Lewis P2.
Wow.
And I have Lewis P2. And then I have Lando P3. Okay, I changed my mind. I have Carlos P3.
Wow.
I think Carlos is gonna. I think he's gonna perform well.
Save that sheet
in his
right
home
now.
race. In his home race, I think he's gonna do really well.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Let's talk podium. Who's finishing the race? P1, P2, P3.
Lando.
Lando gets the win.
Yes,
P1
we're gonna
or
hear
P3?
P1. We're gonna get the British national anthem.
Lando.
Okay? He's gonna get Max this week.
Okay.
Okay, Max is gonna get second.
You know, I do have to say I've been loving like the last few races. Well, Lando just almost catching up to Max at like the very end, but it's just always not enough.
It's gonna happen.
All right, Lando, Max, and who's the third podium finisher?
Third is where I'm kind of like, I feel like.
Did you just say 3 and third?
Same thing. Right? Third, 3.
P3.
P3, I feel like will be Piastri.
Piastri, out of nowhere. So Carlos Sainz, his engine's gonna break, or is it gonna be? Or is it gonna be a strategy? Is it gonna be a strategy? It's gonna be a we are checking.
I don't know. I don't think Ferrari can bounce back that beautifully after such a terrible weekend.
Okay, so Sainz is gonna pull out a miracle pole position lap, miracle quali lap, and then just kind of fall back.
Maybe like 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
He's gonna get swallowed by the field.
Something's gonna happen.
Okay, Will, who you got who's on your podium?
Max.
Max P1.
I'm in between either Russell. I'm believing in the Mercedes this weekend because I heard they're bringing up that big package. I'm gonna go with Russell. And I'm gonna say Hamilton P3.
Hamilton double
and
Mercedes.
Leclerc DNF.
Leclerc DNF. Just to twist the knife from the Ferrari fans.
As much as I love Ferrari.
Do you think Leclerc's going to DNF twice in a row? That's rough. If that happens, I mean, Ferrari's cooked for the constructors.
I mean, he already had the best thing happen to him this season. I mean, he won
winning
Monaco, and that's it. You know, he doesn't need anything else.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean,
he's going to be number 2 from here on out, anyways. Once Hamilton's on the team.
Yeah,
he's going from number 1 to number 2. So
I don't know if that's. I don't know how true that is. They really like Charles.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
We're just gonna have to
Hamilton's
get used to
not going to be there for more than the 2 years. I highly doubt it. Like I fully expect him to retire after that Ferrari contract. So I doubt they'd want to put all their eggs in Hamilton's basket if he's going to retire. No, I think what'll happen at Ferrari is basically what's happening at Mercedes now, where George is the clear number 1 now, and they're going to favor him with strategy and stuff.
I just find it hard to believe that he would retire because he's still got it, you know?
I mean, does he though? Like he hasn't been driving that well. He had the pole position in Silverstone last year. Finished. Did he finish? Yeah, he finished on the podium. He finished third and got DQ'd, right? That was the race he got disqualified. I think so.
Your memory is impeccable.
Well, I just remember there was a race. Well, I remember he got pole position in Silverstone.
He's 39 years
No,
old.
it wasn't Silverstone. It
Well,
wasn't
how
pole
old is
position.
Alonso?
Why did I
42
not know
maybe?
this?
42,
Wait.
43, something like that.
Wait. So they're like, what, 2 years apart?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Whoever
The golden oldies.
listens to this podcast ever is gonna be like, these people didn't know how old these people were. Man,
I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there for the haters. We're new Formula One fans. We're having fun, you know, talking to each other. The whole point of the podcast was because we have a group chat where we just talk to each other about this stuff. So it was just like, so when we get together and we talk, it's like, why not just record ourselves talking and just put it on the internet? You know,
I agree.
Another newbie can come across us and learn with us.
fair.
Boom.
I do have to say, I guess I am a new Formula One fan because I went on like a 12-year hiatus of not watching it. I have my reasons. I was boycotting the FIA, but I'm back, baby.
You're back like you never left.
No, I left for a while.
All
All right. Well, Eddie, have you done your podium? I don't remember. You telling us who's going to win.
I have not done my podium.
Tell me.
My podium is tough. So I have winning the Grand Prix. No, I'll start with P3. P3, I have. No, I'm just kidding. I really want to put Checo on the podium.
Max, and Max.
Because I think Checo's going to have a decent weekend.
Okay.
But
you're not going to.
In P3, I'm going to go with Carlos. And in P2, I'm going to go with Lando Norris. And in P1, I'm going to go with Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against Max. He just wins every time.
Look, I don't dislike Max Verstappen, but I will always bet against him.
Yeah. It would be a losing bet a lot of the time. It's crazy. Even when he doesn't win, he's on the podium. It's not like he's having disasters, except for in Australia when his brakes blew up.
Oh man, that was awesome.
That
was so much fun.
Yeah, because Carlos won. Came back from that appendix.
Yeah.
And won the race.
Came back lighter.
Yeah, that's true. They might have to reweigh that. That might be under protest. They might have to reweigh that car.
It's really just about any sort of like physical damage to your body that helps you win races.
Yeah,
it's like Lando Norris got the cut. Boom.
Yep.
Won a race. I don't think anything happens to Leclerc.
No, just his ego. Over the last 5
Max
Monacos.
just has big balls. He just wins. V, since you said Max is not going to win, please don't bet with Eddie on this. Don't use my money.
Yeah, that's true. I can't use Will's money. It's a bet.
Max, Lando.
Unless you go.
Oh, V has 2 McLarens on the podium. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, though. Because I think McLaren's going to do really well. I think McLaren's going to do well.
I'm a new McLaren fan.
But I don't think McLaren's going to win. Sorry.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
It's so exciting. I can't wait.
I think it's fun that we're even doing this like now, like even before we see any of like the free practices or anything like that, because like we have no idea what could happen.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday we'll be right back and be like, yeah, we were completely wrong, or right, or something could happen, a DNF could happen and just ruin all our predictions.
Let's keep going with prediction. Let's do breakout performer. Who do you think is going to have a breakout performance?
And that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, this
Mhm.
person ends up on podium.
No,
Like,
it
it
just
just
means they do well for what they were
for who
like
they
it
are.
for what was expected.
Can I go first?
Sure.
I think Yuki's been doing really good lately. I just think he's gonna show up again.
Yeah.
This whole little beef with him and Ricardo, not like, everybody's making a big deal about him being better than Ricardo. I still think he's gonna pull it up and just be a breakout again.
Yeah. I mean, in Canada, he started P13, 14, something like that, and ended up running in P8 before he spun.
Before he spun out. So that's not where he
Yep.
finished.
Yeah.
But still.
I mean, it was a strategy thing. Canada was heavy on strategy. He's not one of the people who stopped for new inters. So he
Mhm.
stayed out, got the track position, and then when it was time to switch to the dries, he was in prime position. And then he had that unfortunate mistake. But yeah, Yuki, breakout performer.
All right. You got somebody who's going to be so broken?
No,
A
what
broken
about broken
performer?
performer?
This is tough.
Get back to me.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, we'll do the breakouts and then we'll jump to the brokens.
Breakout, which
Who
is,
you
I
got?
don't know. I just feel like, even though I told you my podium, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like at some point this season it has to happen. Hamilton has to like get podium or something. Um that's contradicting what I say, but I feel like Hamilton is like really gonna act like he's back
Okay.
somehow, some way.
I mean, he can still have a breakout performance and not win the race.
True, because it also depends where he
He's not
qualities.
expected to win the race.
No, I don't expect him to win.
Yeah.
But I expect him to perform well eventually, sometime this season.
No, I think this is a good weekend for them to do it. I mean, they're looking good, and I mean, Hamilton's historically done really. I mean, he's done well at every track, but I mean, just last year, he got P2, so I don't see why it couldn't happen again.
Yeah. What about you? Breakout?
So I had Yuki as my breakout performer,
Ah.
but I'm gonna change it now. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go for.
Latifi.
I'm gonna go for Zhou Guanyu.
Wow. What? That he's not going to end 20th?
He's not gonna qualify P20. I'll even go so far as to say he's gonna make Q2. He's gonna make Q2, and he's gonna finish in the top 13.
You are aware that the race is not in China, right?
Zhou Guanyu is gonna qualify at least. He's gonna make it to Q2, and he's gonna finish at least P13. Mark my word.
Write that down. Write that
It's
down
time.
somewhere.
It's time.
Because I want to come back on Sunday and laugh at you.
It's time for him not to be P20 anymore. Let's
Well,
go.
I think for the remainder of the season, I'm going to put broken performer, the same person, every single race.
Okay, but you can't say Logan Sargent.
No. Gotta respect USA over here. Yes, there you go. I'm going to say Lance Stroll is just going to be so bad.
He had a pretty good Canada.
That's because it was Canada. And he's
I mean,
out there
he's
acting
been,
like he's the prince,
He's been
waving
beating
at people in his car.
He's been beating
Nobody
Alonso.
cares.
He's been beating Alonso, but he could have a really bad weekend. Who's your broken performer, Will?
I'm going to have to agree with Veronica.
We got 2 for Lance Stroll.
Happy wife, happy life.
I just think at this point in Canada, like, Papi paid Alonso. It's like, oh yeah, let him do good, you know. Let him
Alonso's been
come up in
struggling
front.
this year.
I'll pay you. And then now in Spain, Alonso's gonna be like, "Sale de aquí, chico." So Lance, yeah.
Okay.
All right, my broken performer. I hate to say it, Sergio Perez.
Ooh, and you were just saying
I know.
how
I
you
really
wanted
wanted.
him
I
to
thought.
do
I think
well.
he's gonna have a good weekend, but I
You
mean,
know, funny
he's.
enough, I saw I've been really liking watching the Red Flags podcast when now they have
Ganta.
Mr. Gunter Steiner, participating a lot, where he has like his own podcast with them and stuff. And he's like, Sergio Perez is the wanker of the week because he just signs a 2-year contract extension with Red Bull. He goes, and unfortunately you know,
He gets
crashes
sent
his
up the wall in
car
Monaco.
2 races in a row and doesn't finish. It's like, third time is a charm. He'll do it again
He
and then
might
maybe
do it
snap out
again.
of it.
I mean, this is a pretty standard track, so going with Checo might be not ideal. I might look really bad on this one, but I mean, there's something up with his head right now. You would think that he'd be very calm, very relaxed now that he's got the contract, but doesn't look like it.
Can we go back to my broken performer real quick? I
Sure.
don't know why I just think Lance's something might happen, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, like we had mentioned before, I think the bad luck is still gonna keep following Logie Bear. So you could put him for mine because I just think something is gonna happen, and it won't be his fault. Let's put it that way. It won't be his fault, but he'll have a broken performance.
All right.
Or
Well, I'm
Logie.
gonna second you on that. I'm gonna say for my wild prediction of the week that Logie Bear is gonna get points.
Look, that's a pretty wild prediction.
I'm aware.
Sargent in the points. That
Oh wait, we
is
have a wild prediction. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Like, there's no money on the line, so I'm gonna have some fun with it, and I'm gonna give you some crazy stuff.
Oh, we can keep score if you want.
Hey, this is the first one. It's easy to start.
It is easy to start. Sargent in the points is a pretty. I'll give you double points if that one comes true.
You guys all heard it.
I'll give you double points if that one comes true because I'll be
Done.
happy. I'll be happy about it.
Yeah. America.
Will, what's your wild prediction? What's something crazy that you think is gonna happen?
Um, I'm gonna say 2 safety cars
Who is safety cars?
and 1 yellow flag.
That is a safety car.
Having the yellow flag will
No, what's the
that
other one
predicts
called
Red
again?
flag?
No, no red flag. 2 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car.
Oh, so
I
3
don't know
total
when they.
safety car.
Yeah, but I'm just being specific. 2 safety cars and 1 virtual. I don't know
Okay.
when they get to choose which one or the other,
It
but
depends on how bad the accident is.
Yeah, if they can clear the
there
track
you go.
easily, they usually just do a virtual.
Gotcha. All these things,
My
and you
crazy
see, back
prediction.
then when I used to watch it as a kid, there was no virtual safety car.
Yeah, thank God they added it.
2024.
Yeah.
Imagine all the laps they save because they don't have to send out a real safety car.
They're saving a lot of gas by doing that too.
Exactly, and they want to be net zero by 2030. So
It's a great plan.
my crazy prediction: Fernando Alonso, DNF
Oof.
in his home Grand Prix.
Why you gotta do that to the guy, man? It's his home race.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. There's something going on with Aston Martin and Alonso. They had a good Canada, but other than that, Alonso's been running P15 all year, and I don't know what's going on. I feel like
Okay.
we're
In the
gonna hear
beginning of the season, I really
retire
had
the
my
car.
hopes up. I really had my hopes up. Like, man, is he gonna pull like a great beginning of the season again? And then
It's
retire
been
the
a
car.
snoozer for him.
We are retiring the car.
All right.
But those are our predictions, and then
Okay.
we'll be able to check in with them after the race on Sunday.
I'm
That'll
looking
be
forward
fun.
to it.
But other than that, I
What's
feel like we
ET?
covered a lot.
It was ETC, etc. You have any etceteras that you want to put out there?
Whoever listens to this podcast, I just hope they like what we talk about and really like us and join us. You know, subscribe and stuff, because I do honestly think, you know, we have fun doing this and people start watching, or, you know, I got a lot of stuff that we could bring to the table here for content wise and guests wise and stuff. It'll be fun. That's all. I just wanted to
We definitely got a
etc
lot
that.
of ideas in coming down the pipe, things that we're gonna do.
And look, this one was kind of a little bit boring, if anything, because, you know, it's our first one, but we'll get better at it. Our production is gonna be insane. Okay, we got Eddie and V as amazing producers, sound engineers, and all that. And we got my goofy ass over here just participating, having fun. I don't know. I just hope people like what we do. And I'll tell you what, guys, this is our very first one. Once we start getting at least like 1,000 subscribers, like, we should do something really special. That'll be
Okay.
cool, right?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Either somehow I try to pull like a really good guest, or pull some strings,
Or a giveaway. People like
or a
giveaways,
giveaway. You know, if people start taking us serious, me and Eddie, we still considering going to Austin. I'm still down.
We still want to, yeah.
I'm still down. When is that? October, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'll be a father of two by then, but I'll sneak out for the weekend.
Sure, go ahead. I'll stay behind. No, I want that for you guys. I want you guys to go have fun.
We'll do some cool
Yeah, I think we
videos
should
over
plan on doing
there.
Austin. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't like the podcast, then
Let
we
us
don't
know.
like you.
Or that.
No, I still like everybody, even then.
Oh, you're such a nice guy. Well, if you're such a nice guy. Why don't you close out the podcast? Say bye to everybody then.
I'm just gonna read the script that you guys wrote then. No. No, you go ahead and do it. You go ahead.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us today on today's episode of Overtakes. Please remember to subscribe and follow us on all of our social accounts. We hope you enjoyed our takes from the track. Let us know what you think by leaving a comment, and we'll see you later.